guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today we have on Miranda Wilson. Miranda, thanks for joining us.
I'm excited to be here.
So what got you into fitness? I know you'd mentioned at one point that you were a spin instructor.
Yeah, so I was an athlete all through my childhood. After high school, you know, the typical thing happens. You quit participating in sports and your body changes. And I actually got up to like 180, 185-ish. And really was just absolutely miserable in my body. It was foreign. I didn't know who I was anymore. I was like identity crisis, right? So I actually started out in CrossFit.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not all that shocking, but this is not going to be even more shocking as, of course, it came with injuries, right? My athleticism came back very quickly, and so did the competitiveness. And so I'm competing at levels where my body just wasn't ready for. And I did CrossFit for probably 3 to 5 years. And I enjoyed like the heavy lifting aspect of it, but my body was inflamed all the time. I was sore all the time. I have injuries that I'm still probably going to fight for the rest of my life. But it was a good foundation for what was to come. So I then at that point transitioned to a different gym and decided to go just traditional body.
More bro lifting.
Yeah, bro lifting. That's the best way to put it. And I absolutely loved it. My body absolutely loved it. And then a new gym opened, and I was like, hey, I mean, I guess I could try something different again. And I got into spin instructing. And I have been in just like bro lifting ever since. And then I moved to Billings and tried out a couple of different gyms and
found that Granite was the best, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Because I know you'd mentioned for you, a lot of the benefits seem to came from like a mental health perspective. How do you find that lifting helps with that?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously lifting is always going to be beneficial to like what you feel like and what you look like. But for me, it was like the more fit I got, I still found that like my mental health wasn't matching that. It was like I was always attaining the next goal, or like maybe when I have a 6-pack, I'll be happy and peaceful and chill and confident. And it was like I was always striving to like fit into the next mold. And it wasn't until I like started using lifting as an outlet for like when I was stressed or when I had emotions I didn't know how to process, that it really transformed everything for me. I come from a pretty chaotic childhood, and so it was always something that I just normalized, right? Like, oh, I'll just always have like this background noise in my head. And there's so much truth in the statement of like, you can build the body of your dreams all you want, but until you address what's going on in your head, like you're still going to have the same issues. A different body isn't going to change that. And when I embraced that and started doing the work and using it as an outlet as opposed to like a fix for my body and my confidence, it was a night and day difference.
It is always interesting. I feel like most people get into fitness exactly for that. It's more the aesthetic side. And the people who stick with it are the people who make it about something more than that. Yeah. Like actually realizing I can enjoy the workout and not have to think like, what is this getting me? It's like I can just, I'm doing it because I enjoy the workout.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, I still will always have like that I gained so much weight in the back of my head. So there's always going to be the aspect of like the aesthetics part of it for me. And I've just come to accept that that's just a little demon, if you will, that gets to sit on my shoulder and remind me. It's a motivation in a way, but it also is something that I've learned to overcome. And
well,
it's just part of my story.
It's like weight loss in general. Like weight loss can be a good thing or it can be a punishment. And again, you can still chase aesthetics without it being a negative thing mentally. I think it's when it becomes the only thing that it probably becomes more of an issue.
Yeah, totally.
Now with you'd mentioned like as far as having injuries and stuff, when you have, say, a setback in your fitness or anything like that, how do you address that?
Oh, that's I'm probably don't listen to my advice. Like I am not good at resting unless I'm like forced to. Luckily for me, I've only had a couple of setbacks. And one of those I was training for a Spartan race and decided to lift too heavy in addition to all of the running I was doing. And I had a hip flexor injury, and that put me down for a long time. It really, I took a hit into my strength too, and that was that was hard to overcome because I was always an ego lifter too,
Yeah.
like the heavier I can lift, the cooler I am.
Yeah.
So it's taught me a lot of lessons about the importance of just like taking care of your body and not just like wrecking it for the aesthetics.
Yeah, I think that's the problem a lot of people have is this idea of like, well, I have to be back by X number by a certain point. It's like, if we take the deadline out of it, a lot of times we just recover a lot faster. It's your financial future is generally not based on what you're doing in the gym. So it's like, if we get there in 3 weeks or 3 months, it probably doesn't change much on that perspective.
Yeah. And I think over the years, my goals have obviously changed a lot. And now it's more of like overall health and longevity for me and keeping my body in a place that feels good, but still allows me to have a more active lifestyle where I'm not tired all the time and I'm not fatigued. My body's not sore all the time. I mean, I still love like a good muscle soreness, but it's totally different from what it used to be for me.
I think it's been interesting the last like 2 years, especially. I feel like longevity has become just a bigger topic in general of, it's like not about looking your best at 30. It's like, how can we continue to look best when we're 70, 80 and actually still be able to, I think one of the original authors I read always talked about, said the most underrated thing you can train for is just being able to get on and off the toilet when you're 80. Like if you can do that, you're ahead of most people.
Yeah, which is crazy because that's not something most people will take the time to think about, right? You're just like, oh, what about tomorrow or 5 years from now? But it's like, I don't want to be like using a walker if I absolutely don't have to be at 80 years old. Like I want to be able to live my life for as long as I can on my own. And
there's actually a, keep her anonymous here, person I know, I remember, and she's like probably early 50s. And I remember hearing her saying like, well, like we're getting rid of our 2-level house. Cause at a certain point I feel like I won't be able to go up the stairs. Like I just assume I'll be in a wheelchair. It's like, that's probably a good time to adjust your fitness. Like maybe being fittest at 45, if it means being in a wheelchair at 60s, maybe not.
Yeah. And it's crazy how normalized that is. Like, oh, I don't want to have to worry about these stairs. And man, I just wish more people understood that it doesn't have to be like that. Like if you take care of yourself now, it makes a difference down the line.
Yeah, almost always the fittest people you meet are the people that just kept doing little enough over the long haul. It's not like this 6-week program to build the biggest biceps. It's like, how can I just continually adding little bits over time?
Yeah, I think that's a trap I've fallen into too, especially,
we all do,
when you're like after the aesthetics and how big can my muscles get and how strong can I get? You lose sight of the big picture. And my body is so much happier when I took a step back from that. And I do the same lifts every single week, 5 days a week. I rarely ever change it unless I find that like my body's not loving what I'm doing. And then I'm like, hey, maybe this would make me feel a little bit better as opposed to it always being about how is this going to make me look.
Yeah, exactly. It's finding what works for you and sticking with it. I mean, that's good advice for basically anything.
Yeah. And people overthink that. They definitely overthink that, especially in the fitness industry. It's like, just stick to it. It doesn't have to be like a 6-week or 8-week or 12-week program. Just do the same thing.
But that's not good for Instagram engagement. You
Yeah,
need to
that's
show
true.
like, you need to have that like 8-week photos. Like that blows it up.
Yeah. Which 9 times out of 10 isn't even real.
Exactly. Would you say, so has your nutrition approach changed during that time as well?
Oh, yeah, that's been all over the board. I've been a crash dieter, 1,000%. I will own that. And I will own that because balance. And balance is such an overrated word, right? Because true balance is hard to find. It's always going to be heavier on one side of the scale, no matter how you try to weigh it. I now just take the approach of like, I eat to fuel my body and to enjoy food.
Yeah.
Like I'm a foodie. I love trying new food. I love pizza. I love all of the things that I shouldn't love, but everything in moderation is doable. It's like if I can look at my week at the end of the week and be like, okay, well, I ate a burger and pizza every single night, like probably not great. And I'll try to balance that out of like, okay, how can I 80% stay on track with like whole foods, like lean meats, rice, a lot of vegetables, but still find a way to enjoy the pizza once a week.
And that's something you do for the rest of your life versus, if you're just doing chicken and rice and broccoli, it's like, that works for a while. And like some people can sustain it longer than others, but at a certain point you're going to crash out. And it's like, especially like we talked about traveling, like if I'm traveling, I don't want to like think, oh, I'm never going to get a chance to eat that again. Like, you should be able to find a way to fit that into your plan.
Absolutely. And I used to be a really hardcore macro counter. And anything in moderation, right? But there reaches a certain line in everything where you're overdoing it and it becomes more of an obsession or like an unhealthy habit that started out as a healthy habit. I got really, really thin at one point, and like my goal was always to build muscle, but I couldn't build the muscle because I was under eating to be thin, thinking that thin was where my muscles were going to show. And I wasn't building any muscle because I was just hungry all of the time. And you get bored. Like life is so short and boring when you just eat chicken and rice every single meal.
Well, it's like, what does it say? Like most guys who think they need to put on more muscle actually need to cut some fat to show their muscle. And most women who are the exact opposite. Like they actually need to put on some muscle because they just don't have any yet.
Yeah. And that kind of leads into like a different topic for me too, is I wish women were not afraid to lift heavy.
Same. Yeah.
It's like, you can try and tell them all day long, but like if I had $1 for every time somebody's like, hey, how do you look like that? It's like, you're not going to like the answer. And it's, I lift really heavy.
No, it's that my wife's the exact same way. It's like she does, I have her doing at this point, like she does like 20 minutes on the elliptical or something once a week. And that's like her only cardio. But it's like, yeah, when she's on her nutrition, she nails that. And she lifts really heavy 4 or 5 times a week. Like
I think your wife might lift heavier than me, if we're being honest.
Yeah. I think her max
she's
deadlift's
tough.
like 345.
Yeah, that's
You probably
tough.
have her on bench though. We're still working on bench.
Bench is probably my weakest right now.
She's like 135.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay. We can have a competition at some point.
No, those days are behind me.
But yeah, it's funny because it's like you said, no one ever, the answer is almost always what people don't want to hear, right? And I think women for so long were taught to chase, or were told to chase like sensations, like, burn and sweat and all these other things. And I said, it's good to be sore from occasion. Like if you're never sore, that's probably an issue too. But chasing actual results and not just chasing sensations, I think matters so much more for people.
Yeah.
Like again, like actually I don't think Brittany gets sore that often, other than like recently I changed her program up and she's getting some soreness now, but it's like she went years without that and she was still staying really lean. Even when we were doing bodybuilding prep, like she never got that sore. She just got jacked.
Yeah. That's the dream.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things I saw in one of your posts is you were talking about the importance of getting out of your comfort zone. So what does that look like for you?
For
doing
me,
a podcast, yeah.
Yeah, this is a great example of that. I think it's really easy in life to get complacent, and the life you want is never going to be built within that complacency. The body you want is never going to be built within that complacency, and without constantly pushing yourself to your limits, you're never going to know A, what your limits are, or B, what you're capable of beyond those limits. And 9 times out of 10, you're capable of probably 10% more at least. And in the gym, that's something that pays off more times than not, right? So like if you're going to push yourself to a heavier weight, you're going to be like, oh, damn, I can probably lift 10 pounds heavier than this in a couple of weeks. And it's like a fun competition you get in with yourself. But I think it applies to every area of life. It's like every single area of life comes out of your comfort zone.
For sure. I think it is really cool seeing, like, especially like beginning when women start lifting heavy is after a few weeks, they're like, holy crap, like that weight used to feel really heavy. And now it's just barely a warm up. And just realizing the difference. Again, like I think you'll realize this as someone who lifts heavy, like most people don't realize what truly pushing yourself hard actually is. Like, they'll lift something and they've got 10 reps left in tanks. Like, that was hard. It's like, well, yeah, it's burning. It doesn't mean you're there yet.
Yeah. Like you shouldn't be able to finish your last rep.
Talking.
Yeah.
And again, like I think most people we always have goals, right? But we don't realize like what the work is actually required to get to those goals. And I said, it's almost always, whether that's tracking your food or meal prep or those are things that might take time. And that might be the comfort zone for that person in the moment. It's like just admitting like, okay, I'm gonna have to watch a little bit less TV or do a little bit less scrolling on social media to get to what I actually want to get to.
That kind of leads me to this other thought too of like, this just as well as I do, but anything that is a drastic change in your life overnight, you're going to fail.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to fail. You have to be able to take it in strides and small habit changes at a time. And that's what leads to long-term life changes.
You're making it a habit. You're not just making it something I do for a few weeks.
Yeah, and that's why I hate New Year's resolutions so much. It's like my biggest pet peeve on the whole planet is like, dude, you didn't know...
Yep.
You haven't been to the gym in 8 years, and you think that you're going to start on January 1st and go every single day for the next...
And quit smoking and quit drinking.
Yeah,
and
on top of it, and change your diet and crash diet. Like,
Yep.
it's awful.
Yeah.
Please, like, Don't do that at home.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I like the like direct to the camera.
Yeah.
approach.
Got to call them out directly. Got to look them in the eye.
One of the things that I've posted about a couple times recently is like telling people like when you're say getting protein, like actually stock up on protein. And I think initially I used to think that was maybe more of like a financial thing. Like not everyone can afford to get like 60 pounds of meat and put it in their fridge. But I think I realized recently it's actually probably more about they don't consider themselves as doing this past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they realize like there's this disconnect of like they know they have to do this for 3 to 4 months minimum to see the real changes. But yeah, they're buying their groceries every week just in case they quit this week. It feels like.
Yeah, and how many of those people are buying stuff they shouldn't be buying? Like
Exactly.
I mean, it comes back to the balance thing, right? Of like I do think that you should still buy things that you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's all you're buying and you're not stocking up on the things that are going to help balance out that, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Just talking with a client about this today with the dilly bars, where she said like her husband will go buy like 36 of them.
What?
And she's like, I don't mind like, and I've always told clients this too, is like if you're willing to get in your car, drive all the way down there just to get that snack, you probably actually needed that. Like, you know, it's one thing, you'll move on. But if you have to walk 3 feet over to your fridge and get it, you're going to have one every day. It's like, okay, you didn't need it. You were just bored or you're stressed or you're using it for that. Like,
Yeah.
save those things for the times you actually need it. And the cool thing is you tend to appreciate them a lot more too. If you just have that same ice cream every day, you're not even tasting it at a certain point.
Yeah, I'm a bored eater, 100%.
I mean, we all are, right?
Yeah. But I have also had to learn that the hard way is like if I know that it's a vice for me, I can't keep it on me. Like I love candy. I love sour candy. And if I have it in the cupboard, I'm going to eat it. If it's on the counter, I'm going to eat it. So I found that like, okay, I'll allow myself like on a road trip. Okay, I'll enjoy it, but I cannot keep it on me at all
and
times.
You just appreciate it so much
sabotages me.
Yeah. Exactly. I have clients who will literally eat an entire peanut butter jar if it's in the house.
Oh, I love peanut butter.
I love peanut butter. I can't imagine eating it to
no,
that level.
That's intense. I think it's the texture for me that slows me down, luckily.
Yeah. You're like a horse. You're like,
I can't breathe. I'm suffocating in this peanut butter. I got to chill.
But like taste-wise, I get it. I'm like, I'm never sick of it. That's not a problem. What other foods can you not keep? No, I'm just kidding. To kind of wrap up, I wanted to do a couple quick hitters. So then what is your favorite lift in the gym?
Ooh, I think it's deadlift.
Deadlift? Yeah.
Yeah, or pull-ups.
It's always like, there's just nothing more satisfying than like lifting something really heavy.
Yeah.
And just knowing that like, you don't need a spotter. You can just pick it up, worst case scenario, you set it down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's been many times in my life I didn't even get it off the ground.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, well, that didn't move. What is your go-to snack then?
I love Sour Patch Kids if I'm being naughty.
That'd be more my wife's stuff too, yeah.
But I don't think I really have like a snack. I'm more of like a meal type of person. I'm not really much of a snacker.
Yeah, I like a good like charcuterie. I want a variety of things.
Yeah.
Not just
meat and
one
cheese.
thing.
Cheese is always a good one, but I've learned that cheese and I aren't really friends like I thought we were most of my life. Yeah, so I just have to do it in small doses.
Just poise yourself just a little bit. And then how does the Billings real estate market? No, I'm just kidding.
Please don't put me on the spot like that. I might cry.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for
Where
having
can people
me.
find you if they want to look online?
You can find me on Instagram at Miranda, MYY. I think, double couple. You could try a couple, maybe 3. I don't really know. Or you can find me on Facebook, Miranda Wilson.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you next episode.